Hey, what's happening, everybody? We are back. Time for another episode of Thrifty Business. It is Thursday night. We're going to have a great show tonight. Hi, everybody. I'm the Big Kahuna, Jason T. Smith, and I have an amazing panel of ladies tonight. But let me start with my co-host first. Hello, Debbie. How the heck are you?
Hello. It's nice and warm and toasty in California.
Well, it's just getting you ready for
Can't wait
Vegas.
to get to Vegas.
Let me tell you, it's hot and humid because it rains, and then the sun comes back all day long now.
That's crazy. I've never seen it rain in Vegas, ever.
No, let's speaking of Vegas, let's go to our two panelists from Vegas. Heather, how the heck are you?
I'm good. I'm hating this humidity though. I'm ready for it to be gone.
The only good thing is it makes my beard bigger, so I like that.
Well, yeah, exactly. I have big hair now.
Yeah. And then Summer, how the heck are you doing?
Hey, I'm good. I don't know why it makes your beard bigger and makes my hair like this.
I know,
This is my sexy 1 million degrees plus humidity look.
Hey,
All right,
nice.
close and hot, live from Tucson. It's Joy. What's happening, Joy?
Hey, everybody.
Hi, Joy.
How are you?
I'm good. It's hot and humid here, too. And I don't mind the hot, but, this humidity can go.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, next we got Sherry. What's happening, Sherry? How's the temperature up in Idaho?
Oh, it's 90 something, but it's not humid, so I'm probably the lucky one.
Yeah, there we go. Because we're about to go to Humid Central. Hey, Mom, what's happening?
But I think I'm better off than all of you. Our humidity is way down. It is gorgeous here, 80 degrees. Dad and I went out to dinner, sat outside. Perfect day in Ohio. Perfect. No complaints.
All right, let's get right to our first segment. Time for Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week I drink a different rum out of a different mug, try to teach you something, and try to match it up with a guest. Well, we have a lot of guests tonight, so I had to think about this.
I was wondering how you were going to do this.
Where will we all be on Tuesday night?
Frankie's
Tiki Room. So the little thing I'm going to teach you tonight, some tiki bars will switch out their mugs.
Oh, I like
This
that.
and this are the same mug. Different versions, but they're both called the Lava Lech. This was the first version. This is the current version. So if you find the first versions of anything when they're doing tiki mugs worth a lot more money, and then where will most of you be on Monday? Don't say the location, just where we're going to be on Monday.
Secret Beach Bash?
Secret Beach Bash. And one of the cocktails on the menu is the rum barrel, which is one of my favorite cocktails, and they make it with Karuba. So there we go. So they were putting it all together tonight.
I want one of every drink, except I don't want the one with coffee in it. I don't drink coffee.
Yeah, I know. I know a lot of our peeps like coffee, so I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I won't drink it, but
good choice.
All right, so we're going to say goodbye to our guests for a little while Debbie and I do the segment. So everyone sit back, relax, enjoy the show.
I have to tell you what I'm drinking.
Yeah, what you drinking, girl?
I am drinking out of a martini glass from eBay Live 2006 Las Vegas, and this is Moscato wine from Chateau Diana in the wine country here.
Nice. There you go. All right, let's get right to our segments. We've been off for a week, so we got all kinds of fun stuff to share with you.
Yes.
So here we go. Time for our scores of the week, where Debbie and I are going to show you all the cool stuff we sold in the last week and a half or so. These are usually bolos. Be on the lookout. Things that you should be hunting for when you are out thrifting.
Yes. I accepted an offer of $49.99 on this. I had it listed for a while, and I paid $5. Bill and I stumbled into a senior citizens rummage sale, and we picked up, I think, 10 of these. Somebody had donated like 25, and we happened to get only the last 10, but I was thrilled to get that. And our good friend Trader Don taught us, see where I have True Fit in the title? This is vintage. So a vintage medium is not a medium today. So he helped us with measurements, and he helped us get the right size, because I think the tag might have said large. But he said, no, this is really a medium. And that, I can't see. And that he said, you guys like to wear your Aloha shirts a little bigger. So that we got the size on that and finally sold it. But it's sold for $49.95.
Excellent. That's a good price.
Yes. And my husband he's getting excited about finding caps. So he found this baseball cap, sold it for $29.99, I think we paid $4 for this one. So that was a little more than a quarter, but we sold it.
All right, so can I give you a little hat tip on taking pictures?
Of course.
Yeah, so when you do this coming down straight on shot, it doesn't look so good, especially on phones. come at it almost like, eye level and
Okay.
turn it a little bit so you can see the curve of the brim better.
Okay.
So like
idea.
a 3/4 shot. Okay.
Okay. So I kind of have one shot in there like that maybe, but maybe I went too far.
Yeah. So take this shot basically and turn your mannequin head just a little bit to the side.
Okay.
All right.
Will do.
Just a little bonus tip.
Oh, this was so exciting. You know how when we have profit piles coming out our ears and our garages and our bedrooms we're not supposed to be? Unfortunately for me, there's a thrift store in the parking lot. So I take my package to the post office. And I walked through one day and I found a clear plastic tote that had all this pottery in it. I'd never heard of Bennington Potter from Vermont before. So I paid $8 for the whole thing. Now, these right here alone sold for $54.99. And I still have plates and mugs and bowls and one gigantic bowl that I don't know how I'm going to ship it. So I'm very happy with that score. I'm also happy with this one. Now, I know we should have had a black or a blue background. This was from our profit pile. And this was one that Bill pinned to Pinterest, and then it sold that night. We accepted a best offer of $60 and shipped that little puppy off. And I only paid $2 for it. So
Very nice.
yes, doesn't she have beautiful hair?
Yeah, I was just thinking, I'm jealous of that dumb dog's hair.
Too funny.
All right, these shoes are called creepers. If you've seen shoes like this, the term for this shoe is creepers, so you should know it. And this brand tucks pretty good. And this went internationally, so it was $52. I paid $8 for them.
Nice.
$52 plus the shipping internationally, and they're only listed for a couple months.
Those are cool.
When
Whoa.
Kim and I were teaching in St. Louis, we stopped at a antique / record / fireworks store. And I picked this up for $25. Ron Lee, I don't think he makes them anymore, but he made all these clowns. Some were generic clowns, some were specific, like Bozo. And I know Ron Lee very well. I actually met the guy, and I have some of his pieces. Because he also did Warner Brothers and Disney. I wonder if, remind me to ask Heather if she's got any Disney Ron Lee stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And so I knew, being that it was Bozo, and Bozo passed away not too long ago, I thought I'd get a good recoup on $25, and bam. Now, here's what's funny, Deb. We were haggling back and forth, and I was home for $125, and I had sent him a $125, or he had sent me an offer of like $110. I had sent an offer of $125. He came back at $110. I was going to accept. Oh, I'm sorry. He came back at the $125. I was going to accept. That's right. He came back at $125 where I wanted to be. I was going to accept, and he goes, all right, I'll take it for $135.
Whoa.
Because I hadn't got to him quick enough. I got sidetracked, and I'm like, okay.
Oh, that worked. I love
Thank
this
you.
because, I grew up watching Bozo the Clown when I was a little girl. So
Yeah.
that was way
Did you
back.
buy it?
No. No.
Yeah. And this is Buckethead. If you don't know who Buckethead is, he was a solo artist. Then he was in Guns N' Roses for a while. And now he's back to being a solo artist. And he wears a Kentucky Fried Chicken empty bucket on his head. That's why it's called Buckethead.
Whoa.
So he's
All the
like,
time?
the whole time. He's
The
like a
whole
guitar
time.
nerd virtuoso. But I paid
Wow.
$4 for his CD. It's out of print. And I sold it for $43 plus shipping. And
Nice.
tax.
But I got to ask, is it a clean bucket or is one with greasy?
I would
chicken in it?
assume it will be clean.
Oh, I hope so. Oh, can you imagine?
Picked up this Ralph Lauren plaid coat for $9 and
Nice.
sold it for $65 in like a week and a half. And I've already got feedback. Customer absolutely loves it. So I am so
Awesome.
excited when the item gets to where it should have been. And I did ask my assistant one question. I go, why in the world did you take a sports coat on the t-shirt mannequin without arms?
Oh.
And her response was, I don't know. So,
But you
okay.
know what's nice? Look how the stripes all line up.
Oh, yeah.
So it kind of works.
And then last but not least, some of you might not notice that this says Pearl Jam on it. And this was a specific t-shirt from an Australian tour. And I was actually selling it for a friend, and I got $40 for it,
Nice.
which is kind of the going rate for that specific Pearl Jam shirt. But you might just see this and think, just a generic surfing shirt. But that does say
Yeah,
Pearl
I still
Jam.
can't see it.
Yeah, the orange says the Jam.
Yeah, I see that.
The yellow's a little bit smaller. It does say Pearl. So just one of those things. And I see it sell frequently, so they are out there somewhere. All
Good
right,
to
you've
know.
seen our stores.
That's all
Time for
I
our
have.
duds of the week. Don't let our mistakes be yours. If Debbie and I had used WorthPoint, we probably wouldn't have these mistakes. Whoops.
Oh, this is a huge whoops. I haven't listed this yet. Look at what happened. I went to an estate sale in my mom's neighborhood one day, and I was so happy to get a whole stack. I think I got like 20 of the Value Tales books, which is such a great find. I paid $10. And then we went to list them, and every single one, when we opened it, see how it's separated? The pages are separated from the glue. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't get the score that I thought. But I'm going to look into finding some glue and see if because the pages are all intact to themselves. They just don't stay in the book. So I'm going to try to find some glue and fix that.
Yeah, that's always a bummer.
And this little guy, he's kind of sort of a dud. I think I've had him like 4 years. He was forever listed. I actually ended the listing and relisted it again, and it still has been sitting for 2 years. So I'm happy to see him go. The Circus, in Las Vegas. I figured some kid probably had one and lost it, or they're going, and the dad figured I'll just buy one rather than spend all that money trying to win one.
Yeah, say most people don't give a crap about circus items, so.
Yeah, that's why I figured it's never going to sell, but it did.
So usually used softball bats are a good thing to pick up and flip. You can get hundreds of dollars for the right ones. This apparently was the wrong one because it took forever. I finally got an offer of 15 plus shipping, and I'm like, I'll take it. Like it sat in this corner for maybe 2 years. But here's a bonus tip. When you do baseball bats, don't take a picture of it long like this. Do what you're seeing on your screen right now. Just show the end where it says the name. Put it corner to corner on the angle so it fills the square very nicely. Now,
do you ship those? Do you have the USPS tube box? That's how we ship our bats.
So that's what I use to ship it in.
Yeah, those are nice.
And then I'm getting way pickier on Disney shirts because there's so many of them. Yeah. This was another one that was laying around for so long. When someone offered me $10 and free shipping, I was like, yes, goodbye. I think I even paid $4. So maybe when all is said and done, they clear like $1. Now I look at this now and I go, yeah, there ain't nothing exciting on this. And Mickey ain't exciting because Mickey's on most of the shit. So, you've got to find the things that are a little bit more unique. This is fairly boring, but I realize now that I got to be much pickier on my Disney shirts. All right. Now it's time for where in the world did our stuff go? If you are not selling internationally, you are leaving out 7 billion potential customers. Debbie and I both sell internationally. Wow. Unfortunately, again, Debbie has no international sales. Are you sure you didn't turn it off somehow?
No. I just I have all my buyers in the U.S. this week, so I'll take them from wherever. But that's gorgeous.
Yeah. So this is Bow. It's just a little bit outside of downtown London. It's just a little suburb of London, and it's a pretty bitchin' vintage '60s dress. And I can totally see that going to the east end of London for sure.
That's a London dress all day long.
And this is Sarzana. And so someone in Sarzana, Italy, just needed a kind of very plain striped Tommy Bahama shirt today or yesterday. So that's on its way to Italy. And I wanted to show this one because I am not afraid to ship to Italy. I know a lot of people are.
I was going to say, I don't ship to Italy. Maybe I need to start.
Yeah, so it's off and running to Italy, and I'm happy I got, it's a very boring Tommy Bahama, but I got like $40 for it, so I'm happy.
That's amazing. How did you even describe that? Striped?
Just striped. I mean, there's
Yellow,
nothing to describe. So it was, when I looked at it, when we were listed, I'm like, why the hell did I buy this?
But you got $49 for that?
And I'm looking at this picture. I'm like, oh no, is this a stain or a weird shadow? Oh no. Oh no. I hope it's not a stain.
Not the ink issue. Remember the ink on the pocket? Yeah. You guys all missed it. So
someone said, why not Italy? Italy has some postal issues, and a lot of people will skip Italy. They'll skip Brazil, and they'll skip Russia. I don't skip nobody. I don't care.
I skip Mexico, but I go to Russia. The problem, too, is, have you ever seen the prohibited list for Italy? No plastic toys.
Yeah, but I kind of ignore it.
Oh, well, if that's fine if it gets through customs, but no playing cards? Come on, and no shoes.
I know. A lot of these laws are old, but no one's taken time to change them because they were at the time, they were protecting the industry that was in that country. Like, I think it was no wood toys to Germany because there was a big wood toy. But now we're this global community. They should be changed. Yeah. And it isn't. And Rick wants to know how I ship clothing to Italy. Just like this, Rick. Whether it's going to California or Italy, just a poly mailer. Super durable. So if you've never heard the story, I'll tell it real quick. On July 3rd, many years ago, after I'd shipped already, a customer in Dubai bought a shirt. So I was running out to do some errands for a party I was having on July 4th. I'm like, all right. So I put it in a poly mailer, dropped out the main post office. On July 4th, the customer went, crap, that was my old address. And I said, dude, I'm sorry. I actually mailed really quick because today's a holiday for us, and I wanted to get it moving for you. He said, no worries. That's my mistake. 1 month later, it showed back up at my house. It went to Dubai, said no because it was the wrong address, came back in the poly mailer. It was just fine.
Good.
I put it in a fresh one when I shipped it back to the customer, and he paid for it, so it was all cool. But yeah, these are durable.
Yeah, I make when we sell a shirt for like 50 and up, I make us put it in a box. I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I'm just so nice.
All right, cutie. So nice. I'm just so nice. All right, now it's time for our Thrifty Tips of the Week. This segment brought to you by Stamps.com, postage on demand. Print labels from the comfort of your home with just the internet, a computer, and a printer.
Nice. Okay, sourcing tip, online auctions. We have not done them. We have a good friend that highly encourages to. So I thought, start looking at auctions. And many of them, like the Shop Goodwill, they will ship them to you. And so I was just kind of perusing through different auctions today, amazed at stuff that's on there. One of them had a picture that, I forget, was it a Picasso or something? How do you say that? Jealousy. It's a kind of way they paint. And it's valued at $7.99, and there wasn't even a bid for $1 yet on it. And I'm sure it will, but there's a lot of jewelry and just all kinds. And then the propertyroom.com is police auctions. So take some time and look through online auctions. Maybe it's hot and you don't want to travel and go outside your house, or, it's a fun way to look for different things that you might not normally see. And for people who are housebound, the online auctions is a great way to have it shipped right to your house.
I love it. All right. So now I've said this tip before, but I got some real world examples. So here's my tip. Let me go back here. Every record store, I haven't found one lately that doesn't. Every record store has got a cassette section. Find it. Cassettes are crazy money, and the right ones are actually ranked better than a lot of CDs. And so this is a record store called Music Millennium in Portland. It's got nooks and crannies, upstairs, downstairs, this room, side room. This is such a hidden nook. Stacy came looking for me, didn't see me in the nook, went all the way back, because this was in the one end of the store, went all the way back, went upstairs, came back down, looked again, went back upstairs, walked outside. She's like, did he leave me here? And finally, because I was actually squatting too, because I was doing the lower shelves, she's like, oh my God, how long have you been in here? I'm like, I don't know, like half an hour scanning cassettes. So here's two of the ones I pulled off of the wall. Motley Crue self-titled first one, and Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction. I paid $3 for GNR, and I paid $4 for Motley Crue. I don't know if you can see that. $4. But here's what's happening. Motley Crue is ranked 48,819, and Appetite for Destruction is ranked 38,424, and no one has these at FBA. I'm going to be sending a ton of these in FBA. I'm going to be able to put like $20, $25 on these.
Nice.
And look, being ranked in only 5 digits mean they're moving. People are buying these cassettes. And I got a ton. I spent $300 at this store between CDs and cassettes and a couple of records. I'm going to make like $700, $800, $900.
Wow.
So find the cassettes and start scanning. All these barcodes scan on your Amazon app.
Yep. Yes,
So that's my thrifty tip.
And I love it
Find
when
the cassettes.
I love it when it's from $14, because that means, it could sell even higher than that. So that's
fine. Yeah, these are going to be $20 at the least.
Yeah, especially FBA, of course.
Now it's time for You Have Got to Be Shipping Me, where we give you little tips and tricks, what to do and what not to do when it comes to shipping your items.
Okay, many of us, store owners we get the coupons for shipping supplies from eBay. And recently I was reading some comments and people were saying, there's nothing I want to buy with my coupon. I don't need tape. I don't need, I'm like, why aren't you getting boxes? That little box I can't remember what the size is. Oh, I have it right here. 8 by 6 by 4 and 12 by 6 by 6. Now the 12 by 6 by 6, that box, there's 2 of them in the bigger eBay box. Those actually have 6 of those Bennington pottery mugs. They haven't sold yet, but a guy was asking me about them. So I went ahead and got it all shipped. So I know exactly how much that is going to cost me to ship. I had to cut an inch off the box because it was 1 inch to make it oversized to raise the price. So these little boxes might not look like, hey, I can't ship anything in these, but you can put glassware in them and pack them together and put them inside another box. So that's why I love these little teeny tiny boxes. I get those free with my
heck yeah, I love those little boxes.
My premium store coupon, $50 a quarter. So and those the little guy there, I open it up, roll it, and then when I do FOMO mugs, I roll that around my mug after it has its pull noodle and its tissue and its bubble wrap and cut the edges down. And so that's a fabulous size to have.
Speaking of FOMO, Debbie, now most of you know what FOMO is. I ship all my tiki mugs in a padded flat rate envelope. If you've not seen my FOMO video, when we're done tonight's show, go over to my YouTube channel, Jason T. Smith, look up my FOMO video. So I was at a tiki conference called TikiCon this past weekend, and I gave a symposium, and I told the audience I'm going to ship this tiki mug in that padded flat rate envelope. I've never seen eyes get so big before because no one believed it. But to prove it, I shipped a tiki mug FOMO to a friend up in Portland and just had him hand it to me. We cut it open right on stage and showed the audience, like easy peasy. So,
oh, that's nice. Well, with my Bennington pottery, I also sold a little saucer, and it was really strange. I don't know if it was a glitch, and the lady emailed me, and she goes, "I'm getting $15 shipping," but an email said $7.20. I said, "Okay, when I get home, I just did it FOMO." It was $6.90 for her. So instead of $15, because I don't know what happened with the listing, it was kind of goofy. But yeah, we love to ship in padded flat rates. And I have not had any break yet.
All right, and real quick, Rick had a question. Are cassettes gated on Amazon? I don't know. I've been selling media on Amazon so long. I'm not ungated in DVDs, but they've left me ungated in CDs, records, and cassettes. So I don't know if cassettes is a gated thing. So if someone who's watching right now who's in the chat, if you know, please pop in that answer because I don't know off the top of my head. All right, so here's my shipping tip. I've talked about this before, but I had to use one this week, and you're going to see what I use it for coming up in a second. But these are the world-famous, engineered to perfection art shipping boxes at FedEx. There's a large and a medium. The large costs $20 and the medium costs $17, I think. They built a box that you slide the art into the sleeve, you origami the tops and the bottoms, and you don't got to do nothing else. You have to no packing material, no pull noodles, no nothing. It takes seconds to ship a big piece of art this way. If you've never used this box, it is a genius box, and you'll see coming up in the next segment what I shipped in that.
Now, it sounds expensive, but look how much time you're saving by just putting it in there and not having to stick all kinds of other packing supplies in there.
Time for our eBay tips of the week. Little tips and tricks to help you with your eBay sales.
Oh, speaking of, there's my little saucer. I mean, my little thing. I FOMO'd that yesterday. Little picture. Okay, there is a way. I should have probably had a book there, but I am such a purist. When I come to media mail, there is no correspondence allowed in it. So I do not even write thank you on my invoices. And I print, instead of when you go into print your packing label, a shipping label, it says print packing invoice, because I stick one in every box. And so I found a different way. I hope you can follow this. Where you see where your solds are to the left, there's that little drop down. It says print shipping label. If you click that drop down, see a number 2 there, it says print shipping labels or invoices. So you're going to click on that. Then you're going to go to step 3, and it says invoice packing slip. Click on that, and then down at the bottom, it will say continue, and you're going to go to another page. What I like about this one is it does not say eBay on it. It's very generic. It has my name, my address to ship to. It has the item, what they paid, but there's no advertising at all. And I'm sure a lot of people will say, that's ridiculous. You can still use an eBay. But I've been doing this since 2002, and knock on wood, I've never had a media package returned to me for being opened and the wrong thing in it. I'm just very, very, very careful with media mail, because the bummer is they could send it on to my buyer and charge them priority.
Yep.
And if I'm shipping, I shipped out 90-pound set of encyclopedias. Do you know what that would cost medium priority if they forwarded on to my buyer? If they determined they found something in there that was illegal? So this is another step, another way to print off a different kind of just a plain generic invoice.
All right, so here's the awesome piece of art that went in that box.
Oh,
this is a completed Star Trek string art, and with some Romulan warbirds. And so this is a pretty bitchin' thing.
It sure is.
And you would think, okay, so how's this an eBay tip? So the customer, we haggle back and forth quite often. I originally wanted to sell us 150 free shipping, and he kept offering me lower. And I saw the unput together kit sell for 50. I'm like, man, this is put together. It's framed. It's done. You got to do no work. It's got glass. And so finally, we haggle back and forth for like a month. And he says, look, I'll buy this for 150, but I cannot pay until the 3rd of July. Would you mind holding this item until I can pay you? He asked me that on June 3rd. Now, I felt he was legit. And I said, sure, I got no problem just ending the listing. When you get your money, you let me know.
Nice.
And he said, oh, thank you, in all caps. Then on July 3rd, can you give me a little more time? Still trying to get the money together. And I said, well, how much time do you need? He goes, not sure. I have to move suddenly. Not sure how much money I will need, but I am selling all my stuff on eBay. I said, no problem. You just let me know when. He said, you are so sweet. Thank you so much. Then on July 15th, he said, almost have all the money together. I will notify you when ready to send payment. Thank you so much for holding it for me. And later that day, he said, okay, I'm ready. Tell me what to do. So I put the listing back up. I did $100 plus $50 shipping, so still the 150. And he bought it. And where it was going to was an extended stay place. So obviously, whatever issue he had to leave where he was. He still wanted his artwork. But I was just nice enough and just being a cool seller to like, I'll hold it for you. Because we see these horror stories where people get all wigged out because, a buyer asks for a favor. And I don't mind.
Yeah.
Like, it was probably going to sit here anyway. But I said, yes, I'll hold it for you. And he was so excited that I did that because he was trying to be a hard bargainer, Deb. And the fact that I said, I'll hold it for you, he was just so touched because most won't. But if he didn't come through, I just put it back up. No big deal. Really no skin off my back, but I got it sold. And I got to use my fun box. And it's on its way.
It's so heartwarming because here's a guy, I mean, we don't know the situation, but he wanted that so bad. That could be the only thing hanging on the wall of his hotel room where he's living. You
got it.
And it's like, this guy was so nice to me. There is somebody out in the world that loves me. If he's really going through a rough time, you were a nice person to him.
Yeah, but that's how we all should be. And that's what keeps buyers on the platform. They're going to be like, dang, Jay bent over backwards to help me out when I was kind of stuck in a moment. And I'm like, yeah, why not? Who cares?
It had backfired on me. The one somebody wanted some of my Danbury mint cards. And I said, sure, I'll wait. It was like 6 weeks later. And they said, I don't want it. And it was too late for me they had already bought it. It was too late for me to file for my final value fees back. So you do have to be careful. You did it the right way. You didn't have the money. You just took the listing down and held it for them. So that's a better way to go.
All right, so let's get to our last segment. There we go. Our viewer tip of the week. We were talking about garage sales and an episode a little bit ago, and Wanda Willis said, take the signs down after the sale is over. There is nothing worse when you make that turn at the sign to follow the sign down the garage sale and find out the sale was a month ago. So yes, I wholeheartedly agree. Take the signs down the second it is over.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, before we get our guests in here real quick, those of you in the Secret Beach, the webinar for Intro to Records, Selling Records is tomorrow night. This is the pile of stuff I'm working on getting ready for you guys. So don't forget that it's tomorrow, 9 p.m. on the East Coast, 6 p.m. on the West Coast. Those of you coming to eBay Open, here's what's happening in the shirt and the t-shirt you should be wearing. So Monday is the Secret Beach Bash. If you're coming and you're not exactly sure where it is, message me. I'll let you know. This is the new Secret Beach t-shirt, so make sure to be wearing that. Tuesday evening, we are going to Frankie's Tiki Room. That's for anybody. Wear your best Hawaiian shirt or muumuu.
Love it.
Wearing my muumuu. So is there any other guys ballsy enough to wear their muumuu?
I bet Eric Reed and Frank Crickman are.
So that's Tuesday evening. And then There is Trader Don, who is actually rocking the Lava Lech mug right now.
Yeah.
And you know the big thing at eBay Open is pins. Well, guess what? This year, the Thrifting Board is going to have the biggest, most badass pins out there.
Oh wow! I gotta see it up close.
And Secret Beach members, y'all get one too. So.
Oh my gosh! Usually people get those little teeny ones. That's awesome.
Yeah. So here's the normal size pin. You know, bigger is better.
Oh yeah.
And then on Wednesday, please wear your Thrifting Board shirts because we do the group photo. Oops. We do the group photo, and this was last year's group, so we're going to take a great group photo. I don't know exactly where yet because we won't know how the place is set up, but we will know on Tuesday, so I will put a post in the Thrifting Board, and I will tell everybody I see from the Thrifting Board where we're going to be on Wednesday. It's going to be sometime in the lunch hour.
Nice. Can't wait. Can't believe it's almost here already.
And then the reason a lot of you are tuned in tonight is the return of the Las Vegas thrift class on steroids. Here's all the instructors. We're going to get them on in 2 seconds here. That is on Friday. If you're coming to the class and you have an older Thrifting Board shirt or a Secret Beach shirt or a Secret Beach Goes Cruising shirt, wear that on Friday and we'll take some fun group photos around the thrift store.
Nice.
All right, let me switch over to our guests here real quick and we'll get them going. Where? Oh, there we go. See, where is their artwork? There it is. Boom. All right, let's get all our guests in here. Let's try the right sound effect. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
It's Heather, it's Joy, and it's Summer.
Hi,
What's happening, everybody?
Hello.
Hello.
What is going on? Hi, Heather, you're up first.
Perfect. First of all, yes, of course, I do have Ron Lee's. Come on. I have quite a few of them. And the reason why that shirt was a dud is you didn't take very good photos of it. And you put Disneyland in the title. We have this like East Coast, West Coast kind of.
All right, hold on a sec, Heather. What is someone's house? What's going on there? I'm hearing crazy noise from somebody. It's Joy. Joy, what's happening at your house?
I don't know.
It's like a vacuum cleaner or a TV or something.
Do you still hear it?
No, now it's quiet. Is it
Oh,
aliens
you know what?
in the room?
I only had one of my headphones in, so that was
Oh,
probably
there we
it.
go. Okay, so Heather, what do you mean bad pictures? It's on my mannequin. What more would I do?
Do a close up of the
I did.
of the design.
I
didn't see it.
That was the opening shot. I just showed you the full T-shirt.
Oh, okay. But so there's like a rivalry, East Coast, West Coast for Disneyland and Disney World. So it could have been that someone was put off by the fact that you had Disney World in the title, in addition to Disneyland.
So they were both on the tag. So wouldn't you put both for bonus?
Okay. Well, when you come to the Thrifting on Steroids class on Friday.
Oh, I like that.
She's quick.
So,
that was a good segue.
If you haven't figured out by now, Heather's specialty is Warner Brothers.
Yes, absolutely.
It's
And
Disney.
DreamWorks, yes.
So, let's talk about our collections. Now Joy's going to talk about jeans, and she don't collect jeans like you collect Disney. I collect Tiki mugs. Summer collects Pyrex. But how many Disney items do you think you have in your house?
You know, that's tough. I'm going to say it's in the thousands. It has to be. And that's just my collection. That's not including the stuff that I'm selling. So, yeah, I have a lot. But I grew up with it. So it's been part of my life my entire life. So,
yeah, that's awesome.
So, Deb, you're going to be teaching books. Do you have a good collection of books at home, or is that just your specialty?
Yeah, I probably have about 150, and probably 100 of them have never been read by me. I just love books. Yep.
And I've got about 1,000 mugs on display. So let's ask Joy, how many jeans do you have?
Well, now that I'm in Tucson, very few. Like, I think I brought maybe 2 pairs with me, but back home in my storage in Chicago, a lot. It's just here, it's intolerable for me to try and wear jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Summer, that I think Summer's gonna be closest to me probably. Summer, how many pieces of Pyrex do you think you have?
Gosh, I live in a house of glass, probably close to 1,000 pieces between. Well, Pyrex is a general idea of what I have, but I do have some Fire King, which is also a maker of milk glass, Hazel Atlas, different types of that. So I do, dabble in other things. Right now I'm having a little side fling with the Fire King dots. So anything like that, but probably close to 1,000 pieces total, and the majority of them are not for sale, just so we're all aware. So some, I do sell things from here to there, and I did sell a really great piece this week, but usually I don't list them. I keep them. I hoard them, and I hug them and love them, and that kind of stuff.
Dust them? Do you dust them?
Right. Well, rarely, but
Yeah, say that's a lot of dust when you have a
You
big
need to get a
collection.
Swiffer. You need a Swiffer. That helps.
yes, that does help.
So, how many kids reside in your residence?
In my residence,
Yes.
4 now. One moved out, but
All
I
right,
do
so
have
but
5
up until a
children.
bit ago, there was 5.
Yes.
You have 1,000 pieces of breakable stuff, and you got 5 children. How does that work?
They all know not to touch my crap. That's probably, honestly, my kids are really great. It's when other children come over, you have to really train. Like, my kids are fine. They know that they're not going to touch that. It's when the other kids come over and they're like, "Oh, this is cool," and I'm like, "Don't touch it." But usually they try to stay clear, steer their friends clear of that kind of stuff.
But what happens when those kids bring their moms into your house?
The moms are so great. They want to play in my kitchen, and I want them to come over and play too. It's fun, We have little tea parties and bake stuff. So
Summer, I have the exact same problem. Everyone knows, don't touch my toys.
right, yeah.
Don't touch them. You know it's good for you.
Right?
Nope.
Does your cat know? That's the question.
She runs this house, so she does whatever.
Does your cat ever one of those cats that looks you like dead in the eye and then just pushes one of your collectibles off the shelf?
He doesn't. But I did have a cat that did that.
Oh, wow.
Did not care. He was like a honey badger.
All right,
Yeah.
so I'm going to bring my mom in real quick because of this conversation. I'm going to tell a quick story. Hi, Mom.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Peggy.
So Summer said her kids know better. Now, I have a house with 1,000 pieces of breakable. And when this happened, the neighbor kid was 4. And when the neighbor kid comes over, she knows, don't touch.
Mm-hmm.
So Mom brings one of her oldest friends to the house. They've been friends since kindergarten?
Junior high.
Junior high. Okay. So this is just like a few years ago. And her name's Judy. And Judy's on my laptop. And I walk past her and I look over her shoulder. And here's what Judy is Googling: ceramic repair, Henderson, Nevada. And I'm like, "What you doing, Judy?" And she goes, "Well, you're probably not going to be happy." I go, "Based on your Google search, yeah, I'm probably not." So Judy decided that she needed to look at this mug with her hands and not her eyes. And she did not realize that it had a top.
Oh.
So when she turned it like this, goodbye top, onto the floor, onto the tile.
Right.
And of course, I didn't say anything to Judy, but I was talking to my mom. I'm like, "Look, a 4-year-old knows not to touch. Look with your eyes, not with your hands."
Hey, I can't control people.
No, but although a little dusty, good repair, because this was in a few pieces.
Wow.
Oh.
I was going to ask you, is that the same mug? Because one looks so good.
Yeah, they did a good job of the repair. So
Nice.
But yeah, when you got breakables,
Yeah.
you gotta make sure your friends know it's eyes only.
Yeah, books don't break. So
I have my two granddaughters. They're 4 and 6. They know not to touch tiki mugs. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
All right,
I don't
Mom.
have these problems because denim is very durable.
I know you don't have those problems. All right, Mom, I'm gonna put you back in timeout.
Okay.
All right, so Joy, we do have a question from the chat for you. We're supposed to ask you how many pairs of shoes you have, though.
How many pairs of shoes do I have?
Yes.
In my storage back home in Chicago, there are approximately 300 pairs. But hear me out. No, hear me out. I did get rid of a lot before I put my stuff in storage when I moved to Tucson. and it's not my fault. Okay.
Wait, you got rid of a lot and you still have 300 pairs of shoes?
Yes, sir. But let me tell you why it's not my
Wow.
fault. For those of you who've probably never heard me tell this story, a million years ago when I was married to my ex-husband, I'd always had a shoe thing, and I always paid for my own shoes. It didn't seem like a problem. But when we were married and things started to get a little south, he said, "You cannot bring another pair of shoes in this house. Not one pair of shoes." So I started buying them 2 pairs at a time.
All right.
So, you know, you kind of get used to being able to have a pair of shoes to match every outfit, and it just kind of got, people look at my shoes and they'll say, "You have 30 pairs of black boots with high heels." I'm like, but they're all different.
Oh,
And they are.
Imelda
Yeah.
Marcos.
Yeah.
Hey, someone in the chat said, "What's wrong with 300 pairs of shoes?" I almost did a legit spit take because I thought you were going to say about 50.
No, in fact, I don't know if you have the picture anymore. But a long time ago, the lifeguards were like, you don't really. And I pulled all of my shoes out. And I took them all out of their containers. And I went into, I had an empty bedroom. And that room was probably, I don't know, 12 by 14 maybe. And I literally just made rows of shoes and rows of shoes. And I stood in the doorway and I took a picture. And they were like, Bridget probably remembers that picture. But yeah, I do have about 300 pairs back in Chicago.
How many do you have with you right now in Tucson?
All right, so let me tell you, when I moved to Tucson, I moved here with 2 full-size suitcases and a captain's case. And the captain's case was for shoes, but I could only get like, I don't know, it was for shoes, and like my label printer, I think, was in there. So I came here with 6 pairs of shoes, and that is one of the hardest decisions I ever made in my entire life, was which shoes to bring to Tucson. I mean, I've taken more shoes than that on a weekend trip.
Yeah.
So
those 6 know that that's your favorite kids, and the other 294 realize that they're not your favorite kids.
yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, that makes it easier to pick out a pair to wear. That's for sure.
All right, Joey, since we're talking to you, let's show some of your scores so we can talk about what you're going to be teaching at the thrift class on steroids next week. So let's start with this lovely, sexy nightgown.
Actually, it's not a nightgown.
Oh, the dress. My bad. Sorry.
You guys have heard me talk about the Free People brand, and this is a maxi tunic dress, and there's 2 versions of this dress. There's a shorter, like knee length, and this is the ankle length. And I bought this right after I got to Tucson for $5, and I had it up on Posh, and I had it up on eBay, and I had tons of watchers, tons of questions, and it sold for $59.99 plus shipping.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So Free People, as a general rule, is a great brand for me. So
we're going to go from a dress to poker chips. I like this variety here.
So these poker chips, I think I took an offer. I had them on sale. I paid $2 for them. Again, right after I got to Tucson, I got them at Vincent St. Paul. I didn't look them up before I bought them, because when I picked them up, you know what a clay or composite poker chip feels like. It's heavy. Each one of those poker chips was 11.25 grams, so they were substantial. I knew I didn't have to look them up. I paid $2 for them, and I sold them. I think I ended up selling them for $40. The guy he just kept coming at me with offers, and I knew he was going to break up the set and sell them, and which is fine. I didn't have the time or the inclination. I took his $40, and and I'm sure he's flipping them, and I'm not even mad.
I ain't even mad. All right, this is a dress, I think.
So it's a wrap skirt, and while I was out thrifting, the same day I bought those other items, I bought this skirt for $2.10 for myself. And I didn't know that this brand, Bailey 44, was one of the Anthropologie brands, because they have so many brands. I just wanted it for myself. And like most people, even if we're buying stuff at a thrift store for ourselves, we can't help it. We have to look it up. So I looked it up, and I knew that it sold, regularly for this, right around this $30 mark, and there were no other size smalls listed. So I held firm on my price, and it sold, I think it took about 6 weeks or so to sell.
That's not bad.
But it was easy to photograph and easy to ship.
Ooh.
So I don't know. some of you have seen some of the webinars in Secret Beach. I talked about these are women's loudmouth golf capris. We all know about the men's golf pants that do so well. They also make women's capris. And this is the first item that I thrifted my second day here in Tucson, and I paid $8 for them, and I sold them for $39 on Posh.
Nice.
I love those.
All right. So, Joy, what are you going to be teaching the class next week?
So we're going to do denim. We're going to do denim skirts. We're going to do jeans, men's jeans, women's jeans, what to look for, what to stay away from. Of course, most of you probably saw that recent pair of Levi's that I helped a board member with that sold for $3,700 a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
We'll touch on that. You're not going to find those every day, but we will touch on, what to look for in that regard. But one of the things that I teach you is what's your dollar per hour? Everybody should have a dollar per hour, and you should have enough things in your sort of mental Rolodex in the denim section that you're never going to leave a thrift store empty-handed. You're going to get paid for that hour. You're going to pull at least one thing out that's going to sell for $20, $25 an hour for the item to pay for your time in the thrift store.
Nice.
Well, see, I never think like that, but I love that you do, because I'm just kind of like go with the flow. But I know most people need to think that way and should think that way. I just can't. But I'm glad you do, and I'm glad you teach that way too, because it really is important to people to realize, when we watch people piss and moan and complain to eBay, to the Thrifting Board, to other Facebook groups about a $12 item for 7 hours. Like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
Are you really kidding me right now? Your time is worth so much. When you have a mess up with a $10,000 item, yes, then you spend 7 hours on it. When you have a mess up with a $12 item, you just write it off. And
Move on.
Yeah, and that's true throughout your process. Shopping, photographing, packaging, wherever your weak points are, you have to remember what your dollar per hour is. So if you're struggling every time to measure clothing and photograph it and measure it, and it's just not your thing, then you need to find it, and maybe that's true for glassware. It is for me. I don't sell glass anymore. The packaging and all that, it just takes too much time. You're not making enough money per item if you don't have that in your head, that every hour that you spend on this business, you need to be making money.
Great.
Excellent. Thank you, dear. All right. So let's kick it over to Summer. Hey, Summer.
Hi, this photo that you have is cracking me up right now.
Yeah, I thought that was the best one.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's attractive. I like it.
All right, let's see some of your scores this week.
Oh, this is my Pyrex sell for the month. I only sell like 1 month because I collect, not sell. But I found this, actually my husband, who is the Pyrex Whisperer, found this at a thrift store here in town at Charleston Outlet for $20 with the lid.
At Charleston Outlet? Oh my God.
Yeah, the lid actually is what makes this dish more expensive than what it normally would go for. A Big Bertha, that's what this is called. It's 4 quarts. It's the biggest piece of Pyrex you're going to find. Yeah, it's crazy big. You can make some hella good casseroles in this sucker. But they probably go from anywhere from $40 to $80, just depending on what the pattern is. But this with the lid, those lids alone go for around $80. So I really struggled with whether or not to separate it, and to get rid of the lid because I don't have one for myself. But who needs a lid if you're going to make some money off of it? So I did actually have a couple of best offers on it, but I didn't accept, and I just held out for the regular price, and that's what I had it listed for. I did ship this out just today, and I just shipped it in a priority flat rate, a large priority flat rate, which...
Padded?
You're kidding.
Not a padded envelope. However, I am very, very cautious, and I do use a box around the edges and bend it all over. And I'm very cautious about shipping because I know what it's like to get something broken that I want in my collection. So that's one of the biggest things I stress when you're selling glassware and Pyrex especially, is these people are collectors that are buying this, and they want it to get there intact. So just making sure that you're shipping appropriately is good. But I shipped it cost me $20 to ship. So I made a good amount of money.
Well, that I expect. This I didn't expect.
This is crazy because I've been selling baby clothes. I love vintage everything. That's what majority of my store is all vintage. But I sell a lot of vintage baby clothes. In fact, the majority of my sales this week were from baby clothes. I know, and this is crazy. I paid $1 for this dress in Utah when I was up there. Yeah, recently for my grandma's 90th birthday party. And I was going to list it for $80, but then I thought, no, I'll just, you know what? I'm just going to auction it.
Nice.
There was one that was, yeah, and I don't usually do a lot of auctioning, but I got 138. I mean, seriously, I thought it was just going to sit at 80. It was fun. I didn't even watch it because I feel like it curses me when I do. So I just let it go. And it was good. It was good.
How did you know it was vintage? Just the feel or?
Yeah, so this dress, unfortunately can't really see it. It has a sheer panel on it. So there's a panel. I don't have it. I just here, but here's one similar. It's not the same, but you can see this like
hold on. Let me put you on the screen. Hold on. And go.
It has this really cool sheer panel. Can you see me? Maybe.
Yep. You're on there.
So sheer panel on there, and then usually they are layered with multiple layers of dressing. Slip, more like batting stuff, dress. Usually this part would be sheer as well. So that particular one was semi-sheer because it had a panel in it that was like a silky material. But yeah, that one is from the 80s. Hugely popular in Utah.
Wait a minute. The 80s are vintage?
Well,
yes.
I remember having a peach dress like that myself. And I won't, in like 86, and it was the coolest dress on the planet. I wish I had it because I would totally sell it. I don't know where I got it. So anyways, but I've been selling a lot of baby clothes lately.
Fun, and they're so little. They take up little space.
I ship them in, I just shipped that. I don't box my stuff over $50 like you said. I feel like any department store would send anything in a bag. Victoria's Secret, guess what? I spent $200 there. Guess what I'm getting in a poly bag? So I just try to stick everything the same. My friend Sally, my dear friend, she said, why are you giving somebody special treatment, whether it's this amount or this amount? But I mean, I kind of go back and forth, but I did just send it in poly bag. I did add a little extra insurance on there just from.
Yeah, I bought a $300 shirt from DXL, the big and tall store, and it came in a poly bag.
Yep, they all come in poly bags. Jeans, it doesn't matter what you order.
I think what it is they can replace those. I can't.
Yeah, that's true.
More, I don't have another one of that.
All right, let's hear about these glasses.
Yeah, so I did sell some Halloween recently. I actually accepted best offer on this for $45, I want to say. Maybe $49. It wasn't like I just took it. They offered me one thing, $45 to $49 if I remember correctly. And then and they paid their own shipping, so which was great. And I have another set of these on again, so I just redid the posting, the listing. These vintage cool vintage witch glasses. So I do also have a lot of vintage glassware that I collect myself. I collect glasses like this cool one that I have right now. I don't know if you can see it. Look how cool that mid-century glass is.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, very nice. My friend Sally gave me this set. But I do dabble in glassware as well. So this is a really cool sell. And then another one just to look out for is these bigger swimsuits. So this was a 42 double D. This is probably, I don't know, the 6th Lane Bryant swimsuit that I've sold just recently because obviously it's swim season, but even if you just have the top, it will sell just the top, not the bottom. So just kind of be on the lookout for those.
And two things that go together, right?
Yeah. So this is when I listed that red dress, I listed this one, this daffodil, cute baby daffodil dress. And I got an offer on it an hour after I posted it. And so I took it at $25, but then the lady also bought the next thing, which is a Christmas sweater. Oh, isn't that adorable? And I only pay $1 or $2 for these kids' clothes. I mean, really super easy to pick up at yard sales, at the thrift stores. I only do vintage kids clothes because I know that they will sell. But yeah, this one really cute. This was not a vintage thing, but it was Christmas themed, so I picked it up, and I mean, it sold with that other dress. I mean, just like that. So
Nice.
very, very cool.
Awesome sauce. All right, Heather, now we're up to you. Let's see what you sold.
How exciting. So not only, you're going to go with this one first. Sorry. I thought you were
Yeah,
going
I just threw it up there real quick. I wasn't sure what order was in.
That's okay. So this is my, don't forget to shop in your own house item. So with that item, it's been super popular for a couple years now because they only made them for maybe 2 seasons and then they were gone. And so I was just looking through a box one day and discovered that I actually have one of these. So this will be going up soon, but I wanted to let everyone know that, and Christmas still sells all year long.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to pause real quick.
Yeah.
Summer, there was a question for you on the kid's baby dress. The red baby dress, did it have a tag in it?
No, that one had no tag and no marking of what size it was. Wow. So I'm sure if it would have had one, some of those dresses go for up $300, $400, just depends. They use them in pageants a lot, but yeah, no tag.
Cool. All right. Was this the one I should have up or did I screw up?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, doesn't matter which order you go in. So this guy, Disney's not just Mickey and Donald and Goofy and everyone. They also have other characters that become famous and popular, and Disney is kind of left scratching their head. So in this case, this little guy, her name is Scrump. She's from Lilo and Stitch. And when they first came out, they made very few. Again, scarcity, you'll see a pattern. And this one, I actually found at Disneyland Paris. I realized that people are probably not going to go there. But this was more just to show everyone that don't just look, when you're looking through plush, you're not just looking for the Duffy Bears or Mickey or any of those, that there's some obscure ones too that you can get quite a bit of money for.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
So this is an example from another thing where people don't realize that it's Disney. And it's also by a brand, Neff, N-E-F-F. Sure if that's how you say it. But this was actually Disney's first character long before Mickey came around. His name is Oswald. Yeah. And so this one, because they're doing a resurgence. So this one guy got it at a nice price because of the fact that Oswald's coming back. They're having a lot of merchandise with him on it. And don't call him Mickey. That's not his name. I see people like, oh, the rabbit version of Mickey. It's like, no, I get it, but no. Oh, a little bit of trivia for you. So Walt lost the rights to Oswald, which is why on the train back home from New York, that's where Mickey came about. He was sketching, trying to figure out what to do. And so it wasn't until 2006 that Disney purchased Oswald back, and in a deal with ESPN, they traded away Al Michaels for Oswald.
What?
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. They traded a sportscaster for Oswald. So
I read the story.
Yep. So that's partially why you're seeing a lot more Disney stuff. So yeah, there's Oswald.
But your last thing, that doesn't look so Disney to me.
Well, I know, and that's what I was going to start with. So yeah, in addition to being a Disney nerd, I'm just a nerd in general. So of course, Harry Potter, love it. So this one, I saw it on the shelf, and I had no idea what was going to be in there. I'm like, doesn't matter. It was like $3. I'm like, done. I get home, and there's not only one complete set in that box, there were 2. Yeah,
wow.
I know. So for $3, I got 2 complete sets. And so I sold them each. Well, I sold them on sale, but one of them I sold on sale. The other one I didn't sell on sale. Anyway, and awesome. So, and I didn't have, even though I put the box in the picture, I just made sure that in the listing everywhere, no box, no box, no box, and got great feedback for both. So that was I was very, very happy.
I love your username, your user ID name. E-ticket.
Aw, thanks.
I remember
Many
those
people
tickets.
know what that means. So
That's when I was little. That's what we had.
absolutely, till 1982. Oh,
Yeah. All right. So our sixth instructor who's not here tonight, her daughter just had surgery, so she spent some time with her before she takes off for Vegas for eBay Open is Kim, and Kim's going to be teaching purses. So she wanted to send two things on to share. She just sold this Pendleton bag for $125 a couple of weeks ago. And she wanted to let everybody know about a brand that most you've probably never even heard of. And it's for this purse, which doesn't look all that exciting, amazing, would even catch my eye. But the brand is Annabelle Ingle. And Kim says it's from Australia. It's a designer of Australia. The bags retail from $200 to $500. Kim sold her first one for $125 a few years back and just found this one the other day for $2.50.
Nice. Way to go, Kim.
All right. So we are going to be giving away a class, one of the passes to the class, but let me bring in the other instructor. So here's how it's going to work. The first 2 hours is classroom time. And so each one of us, so me and Debbie and Heather and Joy and Summer and Kim are going to give 20-minute presentations on our specialty: purses, jeans, Disney, Pyrex, books, CDs. Then we're going to spend a couple hours in the thrift store. And when we do that, we add 5 more instructors. So we have 10 instructors helping the entire class around the entire thrift store. So we're adding a bunch of friends, adding my friend Michelle Gavreau. She helps me in the Secret Beach. We're adding Candace Fugate, who lives here in Vegas. She's a new tiki nerd who takes all the stuff that I should be getting, but she knows a lot about cool stuff, vintage stuff, a lot of stuff about like skateboarding, punk rock, all that kind of stuff. My good friend Pam Kaufman, who lives in LA, she specializes in women's clothing and board games. And my mom is right here, and she specializes in large things. So mom will be camped out in the furniture section, I'm sure.
Or water skis, you never know.
Yeah. And then one of the admins of the Thrifting Board, Sherry. Sherry, what's your specialty?
Hey, Sherry.
Helping.
Helping. Well, that's, that is the best specialty. So we're all going to have our instructor shirts on. It's going to be a ton of fun. You see this cast down here and then a few more. Oh, mom's got her shirt on. Hang on, mom. Let me put you on the big screen.
I do.
Now turn around, ma.
No. How much do I
Oh.
have to-
No, it says tour guide at the back, bright yellow, so it's real easy to spot us in the store. So not only will we be showing our normal sections, we'll be kind of throughout the store because none of us are one-trick ponies. We all know a ton about a lot of things. We're definitely going to teach you about our specialty because that's what we know the best, but we're going to help you everywhere. Now, here's what we're going to do is, and the instructors don't know this, Summer, you're going first. Because the likelihood of finding some vintage Pyrex right away is probably pretty slim. But there will be CDs, there will be jeans. So those of us who aren't talking, we're going to venture out. We're going to go to our sections. We're going to grab all the best stuff. We're going to come back and show you live examples of what to buy. And everyone in the class will get all that stuff. So it's a little bit different than last year. So I was thinking about this. There is no point in the other 5 instructors just standing there watching.
Right.
We should be out in the store grabbing the cool stuff, bringing it back. So besides a little bit of a slide presentation, we're gonna have live examples and showing you like, look, Guns N' Roses cassette, that kind of thing.
Great idea. Like that.
Yeah.
All right, so shall we give one away?
Yes.
All right, so and Rick wants to know if your shirt's bedazzled. Yes, it is. So
Of course. In fact,
bedazzled to no end. Oh, Angela wanted to know too.
during the show, guess what I was doing?
Oh,
Oh, man.
bust out the bedazzler.
Had to put my rhinestones on my shirt.
All right, so
Nice.
here is everyone who said they wanted to win. Now, some of these people have already paid for the class, and I said, if you win, you can give it to any friend you want. So that's cool. I got no problem with that. But we had, as you can see, 44 people. Okay.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
So this is just a very simplistic, random number generator on Google. You put in the min, you put in the max, and you hit generate, and it's going to spit out a number. So are we ready?
Yes.
Now I should have ready with the drum roll, but hold on, let me find it. Let's build the anticipation and the excitement, shall we? Drum roll, drum roll.
Ta-da.
There it is. And our winner is 40.
Oh,
Okay.
Trish Fenner is our winner.
congratulations, Trish.
Oh, Trish, are you watching now? So now, if you didn't win and you still want to take the class, we got 5 spots left.
Oh.
$150. You get 10 instructors. You will never find another class with 10 quality experts in their field instructors. And I say 4 hours. Last year we pushed it on 5.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a blast.
Yeah, so
Yeah, great.
is Trish in the chat?
Yes, she is.
Is she?
I saw her.
Oh my God, there she is.
Yay.
All right, Trish, here's all I need you to do. Just hit me up on Facebook. As soon as I wrap this show up, I'll get with you and I'll get you all hooked up. All right. So
Bring an empty suitcase to the class so you can.
yes.
Oh.
Now, if you want to sign up for the class, the link is down below. Like I said, we got 5 spots left, and we'd love to have you. It's going to be a ton of fun because look at the amazing talent and expertise that we have in this class this year.
And we work hard to make sure that you get your money back for the class. You know, that you find things.
Well,
And
your cart will be filled with things, and those things you'll remember forever. And it's a small price to pay for the expertise you're going to get and the stuff you're going to leave with. And Savers is so excited that we're coming and doing this class. Yeah. They're sending one of the people from the home office, like one of the bigwigs, to watch the class. They're excited.
That's so great.
Savers is pumped. And so what I'm going to do is make sure they give us like a 20% off for everybody or something.
And remember, we don't get to shop.
No,
We have to look at all this amazing stuff and send it home with you.
and no dropping a table on Mom's foot this year, please.
No, you
But
stay away.
speaking of mom, we don't have the exact time yet, and we'll have it up tomorrow or tonight. Mom and I are doing our show live from Vegas together on Sunday, and we're going to have the Canadian contingent in the house as a live student audience. Craig and Rick are in the chat right now. They're going to come over because they're doing shows, and they wanted to see how I do certain things. I'm like, why don't you just come watch a show? Then you can just watch it live happen.
That'll be great. Mom's got to go shopping first thing on Sunday morning, so I have a haul.
All right, everybody. So look, next week is going to be great. If you're a Thrifting Board member, as soon as we get to eBay Open, hit me up. I'll have a whole box of pins. The whole point is to give them to you guys. So just hit me up and ask for a pin. Secret Beachcombers, you'll be getting yours at the Secret Beach Bash on Monday. And I compiled a bunch of prizes again, like I did last year. So I got tons of stuff to give away on Monday. And we got the greatest band in all of Vegas playing. We got the greatest food and the greatest cocktails. And they upped it. Last year we had 2 options. This year we're going to have 8 options, and one of them is a mocktail for those of you who don't drink.
Yeah, well, the greatest part of all, Jason, is the greatest people will be there.
Yeah,
so true.
Yes, Big Daddy's going to be there, right?
Yeah, Big Daddy's making it this year.
I would go just to see him.
So I want to thank my whole panel. I'm going to go down the list the way I see them. Debbie, thank you very much for co-hosting and being my producer. Heather, thank you very much for being the instructor and a great friend and picking me up a tiki mug.
I'm not a great friend.
I actually have a present for you, but you've lost it now.
Oh, I'll take it.
Just kidding.
I'll take it.
It's gonna be awesome.
See you
Ma,
next week.
can't wait to see you, of course, Ma. Sherry, when do you get in, Sherry? I don't even know.
Me? It's like an 11-hour drive, so we're gonna leave Saturday and stay in Salt Lake City, and then drive in on Sunday.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I'll
right.
I'll be all rested and ready for parties.
And because you said Sunday, double down Sunday night, 6 p.m. ass juice. Be there.
Stephanie, we got to drive fast to get there.
Yeah.
We're leaving Sunday morning to get to Vegas. We got a haul.
And so thank you, Sherry, for being part of the class. Thank you for being part of the show, and thank you for being a great admin.
Thank you.
And Summer, my dear, last but not least, for sure, thank you for being all part of this too. I'm so excited. I think this team for this class is going to be amazeballs. So it's going to be a ton of fun. So and it's going to be a great week for everyone coming to eBay Open. We're going to have so much fun with all y'all. The parties, the learning, the deep fried Oreos, amazing.
I hope I get one this year. Save me one. Somebody please save me one.
Well, Jason, because we're at a different hotel, do you think they'll have them?
Oh.
I don't know, but the desserts and the afternoon snacks have always been amazing, no matter what hotel.
Oh,
So
the food's always the best.
if it ain't deep fried Oreos, it'll be something else. So
And there's always
hopefully.
plenty of food.
Oh, yes. You're going to.
All right, so all my guests, all the guests in the panel, don't hang up. We got to have a little chat. Everyone else, thank you very much. We will see you Sunday with selling past your expiration date, being Thrifty over 50. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.